Hi guys, and welcome to Football Canapes for some big news, breaking news, or the news that broke last night regarding Manchester United. That the club manager that broke last night regarding that club manager Erik Ten Hag is set to stay at the club Manchester United. He had been under a lot of pressure. In the recent days about his future and what might happen, what might not happen, and now it has been confirmed that Erik Ten Hag, the Dutch manager, will be the manager of Manchester United come the season 2024-2025, and it's excellent news for Manchester United. Of course, there was a thorough review done by the new part owners at the club, that is Ineos. They took their time, of course, before the FA Cup final on I think it was 25th of June. Sorry, 25th of May, and they decided to. I mean, it was leaked that Erik Ten Hag would be leaving his job. He would be fired day before the job regarding whatever the result was. Whatever the result was with the FA Cup, and of course, against all the odds, it it came. I mean, Manchester United upset the apple cart with a 2-1 victory over their biggest rivals in terms of city and titles. Of course, Manchester United aren't particularly, involved with the title thing right now, and aren't particularly involved with the titles right now, but they did upset the the result, what was expected generally overall, and Manchester United did win the FA Cup 2-1. They were I mean, far the better team in the first half. They scored two goals thanks to Alejandro Garnacho and Kobe Menu, and in the second half they defended stoutly, and yeah, and the result is in front of us as Manchester United won the title, and yeah, I mean, but since then it's been what almost almost 3 weeks that Manchester United have uh, have did win the FA Cup, and since then they have been reviewing the 2023-2024 season. Of course, Manchester United don't have all the personnel in place. Of course, sporting director or wannabe sporting director, the guy who's wanted at Manchester United, Dan Ashworth, is still on gardening leave at Newcastle United, and and yeah, I mean, so can't have been easy. Omar Barada, I'm not sure what his status is. He from what I understand, can't join the club until the what do you call until his gardening leave is over at Manchester City. So it's a bit complicated there as well, and yeah, so there is, I mean, a lot of uncertainty still, but I'm pretty sure Omar Barada, whether in an implied or an implicit way, did have his input into whether Ten Hag should be staying at Manchester United or not. And of course, last night news came in from David Ornstein that Ten Hag is not only will he be staying at Manchester United, he will also be he'll also be entering contract discussions with Manchester United for a renewed contract at Old Trafford, which is, I mean, which is kind of a vote of confidence. The managerial market this summer wasn't the best. I mean, I mean, there wasn't any marquee name out there screaming at you, yes, look at me, look at me, look at me, and that way name out there screaming at you, yes, look at me. I'm sorry about this volume thing, it keeps popping up and down, and yeah, so that ways it perhaps made Ten Hag's job easier in the way that I mean, Ineos, who were the new part owners at Manchester United, they knew that that even if we got rid of Ten Hag, we're going to replace him with Gareth Southgate. I mean, I'm pretty sure watching some of the fans, listening to some of the fans on social media, I'm pretty sure there would have been a mutiny at Old Trafford if Gareth Southgate had come in, but thankfully for Manchester United fans' sake, he didn't, and now Erik Ten Hag is staying. It has a lot of it has it has a lot of influence on a lot of things that the club will be doing from now on. The players, the signings, who comes in, who goes, what kind of influence does Erik Ten Hag on on who comes in, the outgoings, these kind of things will be looked at from uh, into into greater detail by people who are at the club, and who knows who stays and who goes with the Manchester United. Um, I mean, as I said that there were. I mean, there are people, players who might have been confident that they will be staying with Manchester United, and they would have been confident that Erik Ten Hag would be sacked, but now they might be counting their days, the number of days they have left at Manchester United. So I mean, it 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 leaves a lot of blue ocean for us to delve into as to who stays, who goes. Pretty sure a couple of names have already popped into your head as to who would be staying, who would be going, and what kind of influence Erik Ten Hag has on the signings that Manchester United make in the upcoming transfer window. Because make no mistake, uh, if Erik Ten Hag or Manchester United had lost the FA Cup final, he would have been sacked on the spot, as he would have been collecting his losers medal or runners up medal, as you want to call it. He would have been sacked. No question about it in my mind that Erik Ten Hag would have been sacked if Manchester United had lost the FA Cup final, which going into the game against Manchester City at Wembley, they weren't favorites at all, and yeah. So even though there might be fans who might be rejoicing that Erik Ten Hag is staying, and that is their right. They should be. They should be rejoicing that Erik Ten Hag is a very good manager. You don't get to manage Manchester United if you are a puppet manager or you don't know what you're doing. So uh, that ways it's good for Erik Ten Hag. Uh, I right now sitting here, I don't know whether Erik Ten Hag is now in a stronger position or a weaker position than he was previously at Manchester United. Can't really say that. This I don't know myself. Maybe in the new contract they put in a break clause that if things aren't going particularly well, then you or the club can decide to part ways, and the what do you call severance package won't be that high, and so that you get what you want, we get what we want, or it's just rumored that Erik Ten Hag is in discussions to extend his contract at Manchester United. Maybe they just want to see or test the waters as to who is available out there. Gareth Southgate has been strongly linked with Manchester United job, and he won't be available till July. And you can't have uncertainty reigning over the club of the size of Manchester United as to who who comes in, who goes, the because the transfer decisions have to be made. The potential targets might decide to move on to other clubs, because no one knows who the damn manager is going to be. You can't be signing on for one manager, and then as you are playing, I mean, you are into preseason, you realize, oh, what just happened? Because now there's a different manager in charge. This is not what I signed up for. What the hell is going on at this club? Within So you brought me under a pretense that I'd be playing under a different manager, and now I'm playing under a different one. So I mean, that was it's a smart move financially. If Erik Ten Hag signs a new contract, the club may say that yes, we will give you maybe increased or better terms. Maybe we will give you more money, but if we decide to part ways, we'll not be giving you as much as this time, but slightly lower, so that benefits you as well as us, and we move on. Majority of the fans on the platforms that I watch, I follow, they were in favor of Ten Hag staying at the club. They Most of the fans in the polls, um, um, in the polls, they thought that they thought that Ten Hag had done reasonably good job at Manchester United, and I think the new owner, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who's the richest man in England, has played it well. I was going to say played it safe, but I think he's played it well. He still has um, a lot of cards up his sleeve, which he can still play, and I believe when it if it goes wrong, if I'm not sure, it definitely will, but if it goes wrong, then I'm sure they can rewind uh, and talk about stuff. I mean, does this mean that the sword over uh, that was hanging over Ten Hag's head is gone? Probably not, because I think there's still some, how do you put it? There's still some, I don't want to say mistrust or something like that, but I still think that there is still some. I mean, there's still some. I just don't know the word, that faith out there, faith in the abilities, or something like that out there for Manchester United people, like Omar Barada, Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox, John Claude Blanc, these kind of people. I don't know whether they still trust Erik Ten Hag that ways. I mean, uh, we'll have to wait and find out. Of course, it's going to be a big summer. It's definitely going to be a big summer for Manchester United regarding the players. We we uh, um, we know that Manchester United, some players at Manchester United will definitely go. One for sure is Mason Greenwood, who by all accounts is now closing in on a move to Juventus. He about a 30 million pound move to the old lady in Turin, and that should uh, that should stand him in a good stead. I mean, whatever happened with him, it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the best, but. Uh, and I think it's right for him to move on to, uh, to a place and finally cut his ties with Manchester United, um, go to a foreign country, settle there, and enjoy his football. And so Mason Greenwood will go. 30 million comes in, that gives Manchester United some more leeway in the transfer market. They can use that money to buy players. They can sell players. Another player whose Manchester United career is probably coming to an end is Jadon Sancho. He was brilliant for Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League and Bundesliga. Of course, Germany got five Champions League spots because of the UEFA coefficient, and the next Champions League will have 36 teams instead of 32 as it is now, and that means uh, Borussia Dortmund have qualified for the Champions League along with Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen, RB Leipzig, and VfB Stuttgart, of course. So I mean, Jadon Sancho's form has had a lot to do with it in the Champions League. He shone for Borussia Dortmund at Signal Iduna Park in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final. He was good. He was very good. He was in fact given man of the match by UEFA, and he was given man of the match by UEFA, and his stock is reasonably high right now, and that's a good thing. I doubt Borussia Dortmund can afford. I doubt Borussia Dortmund can afford Jadon Sancho, Borussia Dortmund never spent too much money on players like on any player that that cost that much, and I doubt they are going to be paying that much money for Jadon Sancho. I don't know why I keep calling him Jason Sancho, but anyways, so Mason Greenwood, Jadon Sancho, I think both of their time is now coming to an end at Manchester United. Perhaps rightly so, they haven't cut it. Maybe even Anthony's time is going to come, and maybe I'm going to throw a curveball out here. Maybe Marcus Rashford's time at Manchester United at Old Trafford is coming to an end as well, because last season was an absolute write off from Marcus Rashford's point of view. I mean, he coasted by most of the season. I mean, um, I think he only scored 2 goals at Old Trafford from open play. I mean, as a Newcastle fan, I can tell you that even Lewis Hall, he scored more from more 2 goals in open play from for Newcastle United than Marcus Rashford at Old Trafford. He was also disciplined when he was seen celebrate. Having an enjoyable time at in Ireland, Belfast, and he was disciplined by the club. In the season previous 22-23, he had a tremendous season. So if he gets praise for if he gets praise for a good season, then he should uh, get criticism for the for the below average season that he had at Manchester United last time round, and yeah, maybe Manchester United will look to cut their losses, or look to cash in on Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, of course, academy product at Manchester United, and so anything he gets sold for is pure profit for the club, which can be reinvested into the club. I mean, I'm pretty sure that 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 none of the debt will be written off by the Glazers. It's more or less going to be the same going forward into the season, and going forward. Yeah, that money can be reinvested into the playing squad, which believe me, needs a lot of, and I mean a lot of strengthening. The defense, Harry Maguire, I think as good as Harry Maguire was last season, he needs to go. Harry Maguire needs to go. Varane is going. Casemiro needs to go. Then Jadon Sancho, Mason Greenwood, they need to go. Aaron Van Bissaka needs to go. Who else in midfield? I doubt Sofian Amrabat will be continuing with the Manchester United, because he was not given much of a chance last season, but when he was given a chance, he in the last 3 or 4 games, including the FA Cup final, he showed what he could do. But I mean, 2 or 3 swallows, that doesn't make a summer, and yeah, so Sofian Amrabat might need to go as well, and and who else? Bruno Fernandes has been linked with move to Saudi Arabia as well as Bayern Munich. His agent has been touting him around, so that door isn't exactly closed either. So I mean that ways, Manchester United aren't in the best of shape. So there may be major rehauling of the squad, but then that makes me wonder if there's going to be a major rehaul. Then how is that going to continue with the club with the club with Erik Ten Hag, if you're going to entrust him with with the money that 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 you are going to spend, then I mean, Erik Ten Hag has to be your guy for the long haul. You don't want to be in a situation where you are signing player for Erik Ten Hag and within 6 to 12 months you change managers and the new manager comes in and he says, well, I don't fancy these people. They don't strike me as someone who I can integrate into my style of playing, and that ways it is it is troublesome. So if it is going to be a major rehaul of the squad, then Erik Ten Hag has to be the guy for the long haul. So Jim Ratcliffe has already said that there's not too much money that is there to be spent when it comes to the club. I mean, I don't know whether this is just whether this is just whether this is just a tactic to drive the prices down or something like that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and find out as to how 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 Manchester United fans react. I mean, or the other clubs react to this kind of uh, tactic that these that are going on with the Manchester United, and what's more, young players, the kind of effect it will have on the youngsters that Manchester United have. Um, just hang on. The young players that Manchester United have. Um, Erik Ten Hag has brought in a few players like Kobe Menu, who's part of the England squad, who's part of the England squad with for the Euros. He's I'm pretty sure he'll be involved in some way, shape, or form with the with the just a minute. I'm pretty sure he'll be involved with the national setup in some way, shape, or form, and I'm pretty sure he'll he'll play a decent role in the team. Who's is on just going on a slight tangent here that. Trent Alexander-Arnold might start in midfield for England alongside Declan Rice. Well, fair enough. I'm not someone who gets into tactical side of things and that ways. So yeah, we'll wait and see as to what happens. But yeah, Um, Kobe Menu has been brought in. Alejandro Garnacho is coming onto his into his own. His peak years are still some way ahead of him, and Rasmus Højlund, he even though he has potential, he still has a lot to learn when it comes to football. His fitness perhaps wasn't the best this season, and next season he'll he'll I'm pretty sure he'll he'll do better, especially if he can learn of something, maybe start fewer games and then come on as a as an impact sub in some of the games. That ways he'll be able to adapt himself to the English game, and yeah, so that ways he'll be able to adapt himself to the game, and as I said, learn uh, some of the apart from these two uh, these three. I mean, Ganacho, Menu, and Hoyland. The I mean, Amad Diallo did reasonably well, but I'm not sure if he is the flavor when it comes to Erik Ten Hag. Is not exactly the is not exactly his cup of tea. He might move on, as would as would Facundo Pellistri, who spent the last season on loan at Granada, who have been relegated from La Liga. They've gone to La Liga B, or Segunda División, as it's called, and they'll be. I mean, I'm not sure if they'll be able to afford Pellistri, but in some way, shape, or form, I guess, Manchester United will move on players. Brandon Williams, players like that. Johnny Evans, there's talk that he might move on, but there's also talk of a new contract with Johnny Evans, as well as Tom Heaton. Tom Heaton is the third choice keeper. So I mean, it's okay keeping Tom Heaton because um, I mean, um, not only Tom Heaton, Scott Carson is there at uh, at Manchester City. So that ways, it's not too much of a big deal if you keep a third choice keeper who isn't who I mean who is never going to play unless you have been ravaged by injuries, and yeah, so that ways it's I mean, the decks might be cleared for a full Manchester United rebuild in the summer, which will make it exciting for the fans of Red Devil fans who I mean, some fans would have been happy with Erik Ten Hag going. Some would have been uh, happy for him to see some would have been happy to see him stay at Manchester United and rebuild the club as it is, and 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 yeah, so and now it's more or less confirmed that Erik Ten Hag will be staying. He has I mean, this is a fact that Erik Ten Hag has won two trophies at Manchester United in 2 seasons, and in 2 seasons, and and he'll be looking to do one better this time round with maybe even a Europa League trophy, because I can't see Manchester United finishing in the top six, top four, which would get them uh, European place or Champions League place. By the way, if you're watching, please subscribe to the channel and get involved in the chat. Let's talk it out loud and click the like button if possible. And yeah, so maybe. Maybe if maybe Europa League is possible with Europa League is possible for Manchester United. I know that will stretch them to the limit, especially after summer of Euros, and that ways it will be a lot harder for Manchester United, and yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. As far as players who can come in, Manchester United have been linked with a host of players. Some of these, I mean, are just. I mean, this is just agent talk. They just talk when I mean they want their clients to move on and they want to earn a big cut out of that. So um, Michael Olise has been linked, although there have been rumors or reports that Chelsea have agreed. Uh, Chelsea have agreed personal terms with Michael Olise, who has a release clause at Crystal Palace. So you never know. You never know whether Michael Olise will be coming in at Old Trafford or not. And then there's the I mean Jean-Claire Todibo at Nice. He's been a player linked with the Manchester United. Nice, of course, owned by Ineos in full. So should be fairly easy deal for Ineos to do regarding Jean-Claude Todibo. And God knows that they need a centre half, centre back. Varane is going. Johnny Evans, I don't think he can play that much, even if he stays on as a coach, part-time player kind of a thing at Old Trafford, and that ways Manchester United need a player. Harry Maguire might go as well. Victor Lindelof might go as well. So Manchester United probably need two centre halves, and they don't want to be shopping from a position where they might appear weak. So Jean-Claire Todibo has been linked in the previous months. Gonzalo Inacio and Antonio Silva was linked as well with Manchester United. So I mean, there's plenty of players who have been linked in terms of strikers. Seydou Guirassy has been linked. Seydou Guirassy has been linked with Manchester United, although I'm not sure whether Manchester United. If you're a fan, let me know if you're a Manchester United fan and if you're happy with Seydou Guirassy, or what kind of a striker would you want? Would you want a striker who can hold up the ball, or would you want a striker who can run in behind like Marcus Rashford? I mean, Marcus Rashford as in the build of Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford likes to play in from the left, and so Seydou Guirassy, who's had a tremendous season at VfB Stuttgart, at Rennes in France, where he did really well at Rennes as well. And so Seydou Guirassy, although he's not a young one, he's about 28, 29, so plenty of experience he has a release clause, relatively cheap, dare I say. So Manchester United, who aren't in the pinkest of health or rudest of health, can they afford some big strikers? I mean, big name strikers. Benjamin Sesko is going to be staying at RB Leipzig. New deal will be signed soon. Or what other strikers are out there for Manchester United to go and buy? I mean, we can probably think of few. I mean, that Augsburg striker is a good one. I think he can do a job. Who else? If Benjamin Sesko is staying, maybe Lois Openda becomes achievable for Manchester United. Lois Openda, he was the first choice striker at RB Leipzig. Would you want Lois Openda at Manchester United? Have you watched him? He is spacey as fuck. I mean, Lois Openda. And if you move to a different division, Joshua Zirkzee has been mentioned in a lot of reports as well. Although it looks like he might be going to AC Milan, and in previous years, some other striker have been linked. So Joshua Zirkzee is one name. I mean, he was at Bayern Munich. He was also at Mainz as well, Mainz or Freiburg. I'm not exactly sure which one, and he did reasonably well. Scored a lot of points for Manchester for Bayern Munich when he was there, with a lot of late goals when he came on, and yeah. So I mean, that ways, I think it's a market that uh, Manchester United can exploit, because a lot of these players are they are out there with release clauses, so it's not tough deals to do. You look at the right back that is wanted, right? The common consensus is that the common consensus is that and Saka will move on in the summer. And if you need a right back, Jeremy Frimpong is available if he wants to come. It's easy deal, 34 million pounds release clause with Bayer Leverkusen, and you just go in, pay the money. Maybe you can negotiate if you can pay in installments or something installments or something like that, then it becomes even better for Manchester United, and it's easy peasy. And so Jeremy Frimpong, he's part of the Dutch squad as well, which is going to be taking part of taking part in Euros. So Jeremy Frimpong is something that has been linked. Other players, I'm not sure who else has been linked. I've discussed Joshua Zirkzee. Um, Jeremy Frimpong has been discussed. We've talked about We've talked about who else? Benjamin Sesko is staying. Lois Openda, maybe can Sedu Gurasi in terms of midfield. Ederson has been linked. Jao Neves has been talked about, especially if Casemiro goes. Then if Casemiro goes, then Jao Neves perhaps becomes attainable for Manchester United in terms of price tag. We saw Jao Neves talking with Cristiano Ronaldo, in the in the friendly against I can't remember who it was, Ireland. It was we saw him talking with him, so maybe Ronaldo can put in a good word for. Pretty sure there's some issue. So uh, uh, just let me check. And and I'm pretty sure I'm back live. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not sure what I was talking about, and yeah, so uh, Manchester United. I've completely gone off the tangent here, and I can't, you know, string a sentence together. But there's this, in terms of long-term planning, there's the club training ground that needs looking at. Maybe even the ground itself. We saw in the game against Arsenal. I think it was when it was absolutely peltering it down, and and so, but these are long term issues, and I'm not sure whether Erik Ten Hag, or if Erik Ten Hag will have any kind of effect on these things. I'm pretty sure he'll want to, but not sure if he'll be, you know, involved in those kind of things. I am pretty sure he'll be more involved with the day-to-day football style, football playing on the football side of things. So we'll wait and see what happens with the long term view which is taken by the club's hierarchy, and we'll keep an eye out for that. But in terms of short term thing, I mean, the review has been done. I'm pretty sure from the owners' point of view, it's a good thing that they now understand where the club is at. They know they it took about 3 or 4 weeks of in-depth review that that Ineos did, and and in that time, I'm pretty sure they are now in a much better position. In the next time when they review this season, next time round, that is next season, at the end of next season, take that long. It won't be that extensive. I mean, the review would be extensive, but it won't take that long. So that ways that the um the that ways uh, the arrival at the decision will be far quicker, and whatever needs to be done would be done more swiftly. This time I think the FA Cup win complicated matters uh, for the owners, who I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'm just having a guess, but in my mind I know, I'm pretty sure that they wanted to bring in their own person to run the football side of things, and but it wasn't to be, and yeah, so the FA Cup win did complicate things. What else did I want to touch on? Um, I'm pretty sure there was something I wanted to talk about specifically. Uh, the youngsters, that aspect has been touched upon. I'm pretty sure Jadon Sancho, Mason Greenwood, Ahmad Diallo, some other players will move on for sure, because at Manchester United, they I doubt they have any future. And who else? Uh, the players who will be probably coming in will wait and see who comes in and who doesn't. Um, we'll wait and see who comes in and who doesn't. Uh, the coaching side of things, maybe Steve McLaren might move on. Erik Ten Hag, if if his power in terms of who they can sign and who they can't sign. Maybe he brings in some of his own staff, but that is into the long grass right now. Right now, as we are more or less into the middle of June, we need to Manchester United hierarchy needs to understand what needs to be done in terms of uh, in terms of the immediate playing staff that needs to come in. Players need to go out, and that ways there's I mean, as a fan, it's an exciting time for many many fans, and I'm pretty sure uh, the fans would be looking forward to the transfer window with excitement rather than trepidation. So that's a good thing, and we'll uh, and what else do I want to talk about? And of course, things can obviously get better from here with uh, with the staff by the time next window comes around, be it January. I know Manchester United don't spend too much money in January. The next window comes around in January. They'll have a better understanding of what needs to be done, and of course they'll have the people who would have gotten their feet on the table with Dan Ashworth, maybe. Although the kind of guy he is, I hope he does struggle a bit. We'll we'll wait and find out. Because as a Newcastle fan, I do hope that he gets what he deserves. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know, but we'll wait and see. And apart from that, Omar Barada, the CEO, would be in a decent place. I mean, would be acquainted with what needs to be done, and apart from that, uh, maybe the club would want to bring in maybe the club would want to bring in new medical staff. Manchester United suffered a lot of injuries this season with the centre back position, especially troublesome with especially troublesome with you know multiple different pairs being tried, and that was that was that was a bit of a what do you call a tough one to swallow or overcome with, and so we'll wait and see what happens. But for now, I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that Manchester United will. It's like, when managers say someone is like a new signing, so it's like that. Maybe it will be like a new season, like a new honeymoon period for Erik Ten Hag and his team at the club, and he can show that he is the authority. Some of the players might have wanted him gone, but he's overcome all that with the with the with the results that he is delivered. We saw in the FA Cup final how players desperately wanted to succeed for Erik Ten Hag, and I mean, in the end they did with the trophy, and Manchester City, they don't lose that many, and 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 they did, thanks to days, weeks, and months to come, and we'll be keeping a close eye on how things go at Manchester United. So for now, it's congratulations to Erik Ten Hag. Let's hope he can take Manchester United close to where they want to be, and 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 given the league that Premier League is, it will be a good watch, excellent watch, exciting watch. Let's see what happens. So that's it for me. Erik Ten Hag is staying at Manchester United for now, and let's see what happens going forward. So thanks for being with me. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in my next few videos, and till then, stay safe, take care, bye for now.